Okay, so what I'm going to do here today is try to show you how I use 3D Studio Max to create textures without having to use Photoshop. This is pretty much how I've done textures since I started making models. And it's basically because I never really learned how to use Photoshop. I was too lazy to learn more than one program. If you can hear something in the background, that's my 4-year-old son. He's playing Super Mario on the Wii. He gets quite into it, so it might give you a chuckle during this process. So how I'm going to start is just by creating a simple object in 3D Studio Max. Um, I'm going to assume that you have a basic understanding of both modeling and texturing for this tutorial. Rather, applying textures, not necessarily creating them. But I will go through some of those steps to applying textures as well. So I'm going to start with something really simple, just a cube. And I'll give it a little bit of definition, a little bit of shape here, just so that I can have some different things to show you. So I'll just extrude that, for example. So say I'm, creating some sort of building or whatever. So I have my model here, and I'm say, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to start texturing. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new scene. So I'll go ahead and I'll just save this. And I'm going to create a new folder for all my stuff just to stay organized. So I'll just call this tutorial, and I will save this as tutorial. So that's the scene name. Right. So that's step one, is have a model. What I'm going to do is reset my scene now. And I'm going to create a flat scene. This is going to be what I render out to be my texture. So the first thing I want to decide on is what resolution of texture I'm going to use. So for a lot of my models, I use a 2048 by 2048 texture size, which often works really well for sharp textures. I think most computers don't have much problem running that anymore. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'll just go 1024 by 1024. So I'm going to set that up in my rendering window here. And I'm going to set a render output, so a save file. So what I'll do is, again, just to keep organized, just wait for this. I'm going to set this to to save my texture in the exact same folder, and I'll just call it, tutorial skin dot JPEG, whatever file type you're using, that's fine. And I can just close that. So I've got that set up now. Now, because it's square, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a flat square down here, say, uh, 500 by 500. Oops, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's usually best to keep it to a size that makes a lot of sense. So, for example, you see this area, like I'm texturing a ship right now, and I knew I wanted the whole saucer on one texture map. And so I made the box, just big enough, this background, just big enough to fit that whole saucer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it. I'm going to put it at 0 on the x-plane, 0 on the y-plane, and I'll put it like minus 5 or something, or minus 10 on the z-axis. And I decide whatever my background color is going to be. So I'll go to my material editor and I'll just say, okay, it's going to be, this pink color or whatever. And I'll just apply that. So now if I go to the top view, right, if I go to the top view, that's what I've got. Okay. What I'll do next in the next video is show you how to set up a camera so that you can render a flat scene.